English? What language do y'all speak?
You translator.
Why y'all even look like Texans?
I wish I could hug you, Leon.
You've given me a hard time about hugging back before we even had COVID, and
Literal. It's a virtual hug.
it's her own little joke. She wasn't real comfortable with me hugging her back in the day, and now I know she's a hugger. I know I think it was more just my problem. It wasn't anything about her hugging. But anyway, it's fun to have Beaumont people.
I know. It's
you.
cool. You know, and it's so you know, Cindy's my Ryla buddy because we do the
spider web.
That's right. Spider web is ours. We know how to do it.
But I broke Cindy in.
Oh yes, you did.
She was a newbie, and I put her on the program of having to walk groups from the back of the area to the front. How many times?
Oh, many times. You know, in Rotary, you can't say no. You've got to just do it. So
that was fun. Anyway. Well, so how many people have y'all been having on Zoom down at Beaumont?
We started off pretty strong with close to 80 at some meetings. Of course, we're dwindling now. We're dwindling. I'd say we're between 50 and 60 for the most part.
Y'all are much stronger than we've been. You know, our club is totally 100, but we have 20 of us that meet a satellite group as a, Tuesday nights. And so it's, so we're only having, in the 30s, upper 30s, something maybe close to 40, but we do record it and post it on Facebook. And so we do pick up some people that way. But anyway, we're still trying to find the secret. We have some that I think break out in hives if they thought about a Zoom meeting. Just crazy. Anyway. So Jerry Newton is our guy, one of our guys. He's coming in. Joe.
Howdy, y'all. Look at all these different faces. This is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Meet new people.
Did it pose a technical problem merging the two clubs?
Not so far.
not so far.
Good.
Sarah handled it well. Thank you, Sarah, for your work.
We had our exchange student from France shortly after we began our Zoom meetings. That was pretty cool. And then I think we had a Germany, one of our Germany prior years exchange student joined us for one of our meetings. So, and it was just like next door. It was, it was no problem.
That's an interesting idea. We could get one of our favorites.
One of our past ones. That would be a good idea. We had the ambassadorial scholar that we're sponsoring joined us from South Korea. One of our early on meetings, and we enjoyed that a lot. Hello, Roger McKay.
Good day. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so I'm on. Rhonda, are you here?
Roger.
Hey, Roger. I was getting my lunch.
Hey, Cindy Cherry, I grew up in Beaumont. Are you related to a Brenda Cherry by any chance?
Not that I know of. We moved here from the Lubbock area, Levelland.
No
Okay.
way. Cindy, do you know that I lived in Levelland?
I didn't know that.
Yes, I taught at South Plains Junior College.
I went to South Plains Junior College. So did my husband.
Well, you may have been in school when I was teaching there. Could have been.
I didn't know that.
But yes, I taught there, and yes.
I went there in 84 and 85.
I think let's see, I'm trying to think when Shauna was born, because I taught at Cactus Hill. After I did South Plains, I finally got an elementary job, and I taught at Cactus Elementary.
How interesting, because my husband's from Levelland, so I think he went to Cactus Elementary.
We, after
This
all these
explains a
years, that we
lot.
find this out.
That's right.
Okay, now we have something to talk about at Ryla. We'll have to play
Yes,
catch up.
we do. I'm excited. I have a Rotarian calling me, so I'm going to mute real quick and see
Well,
if I
that's
can
what I
help
do.
her get on.
Roger, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Rhonda. No real problems at all. Just bored.
Mhm.
Um,
Are you driving Sharon crazy?
no, we've worked out a situation. We've got a 5-bedroom house, and I get the upstairs, and she gets the downstairs.
Oh,
That's all that's saving us.
I think that's a lot of people too.
Mhm.
Y'all be careful. Our Leanne joined the group and she takes notes. So anything you say, she may record.
Tell she was. Hello, Leanne.
Hello, how are you?
Good.
Last time Luann told me about chaperoning a group study exchange student, it just scared the heck out of me. So I don't.
It can be scary.
One day Leanne's going to grow up.
Never.
I doubt it.
There was no adult supervising the student. I'd concluded that.
Oh, she's a little spice in life.
Well, Rhonda, you know what it's like when you hear those stories as governor. You just wish you hadn't heard them.
Yes. I wish I never had to learn how to muck out a house too.
Yeah. I think one of the most
That was
frightening
me.
statements I ever heard was, did she go to the emergency room too?
Yeah.
Referring to a group study exchange student.
Mhm.
Oh, me.
Wow, we have got to do this more often. This is wonderful.
Whose idea was it?
Well, it was sort of a faux pas a little bit. I was supposed to come speak to them today, but I had on my calendar November 4th. So Tabitha Sparks I told Cindy, why don't we do a joint meeting? So we had, and then we can both listen to a guru of this and we can all listen to Tabitha Sparks. So anyway, so it sort of happenstance, but it worked out perfectly.
Blind luck goes a long way.
It does. Living right. Mm-mm.
Well, Joe, Domino went away. Do you think his family might have invented domino games?
I think he wishes they had. So Joe was the head of Entergy
Oh,
for a long time until he retired. So, and he's our past president. So
Wow.
glad to have him.
Steve Spencer is
he's here.
our CPA in town. Hi, Steve.
Our head bell ringer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an official bell ringer. Our
One
Zoom.
ringy dingy.
Randy Shelton looks like he is very studious with all those books back there.
Mhm.
Well, this is my shoe closet, really. Those are just boxes I painted. You know,
It's impressive, I'll tell you.
Randy is a judge in town. So those, at least the front of those are real. He's a professional.
the sad part of it, none of those books have ever been opened ever. I mean,
That's what I figured. About an inch of dust on them, right, Randy?
I hate to confuse the law with, with
Sorry.
There you go. We always know it's Randy. He has that barking dog.
What kind of a dipper is that anyway?
You what, Jerry?
What kind of a yipper is that?
That's a Yorkie.
Yorkie.
I figured it was small.
Yeah. Yeah, when the big one barks, you know it.
Yeah, the little ones are always the little ankle biters.
Mhm.
Lindy, what are you eating?
Ham and cheese.
Some kind of trail mess. I don't know. It's got sunflower seeds and peanuts and I don't know. It's probably healthy.
I see Lindy is also eating. What are you eating, Lindy?
Ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese. All right.
Good
You bring enough for everybody?
I made a big pot of stew last night, so that's what Jack and I are having to get.
Oh, man.
Really good.
Well, you're making me hungry.
I'm sorry. But I go straight to school from here, so I have to eat.
I thought it was closed.
Just a high school,
Oh, really?
just a high school. Our high school is closed in quarantine because of COVID. So,
Well, what's the latest rumors down in Beaumont? Y'all have any rumors, Beaumont stories?
Rumors.
Rumors, hot rumors?
None that we're willing to share.
Do y'all have a time before your formal meeting that you just come on and chit chat?
Yes,
Yes.
this is exactly
Like
what we
now, like we
do.
This is what we do, and everybody shares
mhm.
or picks on one another is mostly what it
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
But we really have gotten to know some of us a little bit more getting on beforehand.
I think it's the best part. Well, I don't want to take anything away from the program, but I think it's a real gem.
Mhm.
Well, you're making points, Jerry. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Sometimes
You're right. I think
we
you're
have
right.
we have a Dr. Gorby that comes on, talks a little bit about the
COVID updates and.
news, and that's helpful for Palestine.
And our other physician just showed up. There's Ken Kuykendall.
Yeah.
Where's Ken?
He's
Right
right
over
below you. Is it working today?
His
No audio.
his audio is not working.
That's a bonus.
Careful, Leon.
Hey, okay, Leon. You want a pizza?
Yeah, pizza sounds good right now.
Uh-oh.
Swat that canary.
Welcome, Gary. Good to see you.
Hello. Hello, that's me. Let me get rid of that.
Yeah. It's still early, but we still have 20 minutes yet, or 10 minutes. Mhm. Mhm.
There's our
Wow.
speaker coming on.
There's Tabitha.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Texas.
Yes.
This is Joe.
Where'd Ken go?
There you go. He's still trying to get connected.
Tabitha, you're in Milwaukee today? Is that
I
right?
am actually in Florida today. I'm usually in Milwaukee. I
We
ditched
send our
out today.
Condolences for your cold weather, but if you're in Florida,
I'm enjoying some sun this week.
good.
Well, and she's supposed to be vacationing, but here she is with us. So she's a trooper.
Today was going to be a working day either way.
Okay.
That's service above self, I'll tell you.
Working from Florida doesn't feel like work so much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You have the incoming RI president?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if you'll have less people from Beaumont showing up at a joint meeting than you do when you just have your meeting.
That's a good question. We did warn them.
You did warn them?
A lot of them wait till about 5 minutes till to start signing on too. So
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
The same with us. You know, there's a group of us that get on and we're eating lunch and, you know, and I'm surprised Hugh Summers isn't on yet and Brenda's not on yet. So I'm surprised.
And we might have more because it's good. to see
The
new-
dial, and it does every.
whoop, I didn't catch what you said, Wesley.
I said it's good to see new people.
So you don't like seeing old people?
Say, I resemble that remark.
What was that? I thought I heard something about old people. What is that?
Hey, Pat, you have a little barbecue sauce in the corner of your mouth.
Do what?
You have a little barbecue
How do
sauce
I
in the
mute
corner
it?
of your mouth.
Just turn this off a bit. Oh, okay.
Hi,
No, I
Sharon.
don't.
Cindy?
What is?
Good to see you, Sharon.
Oh, yeah, you just in the back.
There she is. Yeah, there's Sharon.
I let her upstairs for this meeting once a week.
Oh, Roger.
Oh, that's great.
Let her out of the dungeon? Is that what it is?
I can come upstairs to his office once a week.
Wow. He's so kind to you.
I'm the good wife.
That's a little bit of a vintage statement, I think. I'm a good wife. That's a vintage statement, you know.
I know.
Hey, Michael Thomason, how are you today? Hope he's still connecting.
I don't see Michael on.
Yeah.
There he
Oh,
goes. Mikey's
Made it, huh?
iPad.
Mikey's iPad.
Yeah, Mikey's iPad. I'm running behind. I had to cut early. I wanted to check in and say, hey.
Well, hey,
Hey. Anyway, Rhonda, I may not can stay long on this one, but you don't need me.
we always need you, Michael.
I know.
Are you manning the place to yourself again?
No, Margaret's here, but I have some of my suppliers from Tyler coming over to visit me. They say at noon, so we'll stay until they get here.
Mm-mm.
You should have invited them to dinner, Mike. Made up here.
Mm-mm.
Rhonda, have you got all your Christmas lights and decorations up yet?
Well, the outside is almost done because I start them Thanksgiving night. So that 20,000 lights are pretty close being done. I just started the inside, but since I'm not doing as much, since I can't do the home tour and have people over, I'll just do 5 trees instead of 12 trees or something. Because I still enjoy it. And so do the grandkids.
Rhonda, they're talking about doing a spring home tour to replace the Christmas one. Have you heard about that?
Doing what? What'd you say,
A
Brent?
home tour for the spring sometime, maybe for the
Oh.
Dogwood Festival.
Oh,
Have you heard that?
no, I hadn't heard that yet. And it's just, what, look at Ken, help. Ken's holding up help. We're gonna have to go visit Ken and figure out his computer why he can't get audio. I don't know, Ken.
Ken,
Help.
help.
SOS.
Call Virginia and get her in there.
Hey, but he's doing it. Mm-mm.
Wow, we could have 100 people on
We could.
this time, maybe.
That would be great.
Chuck Eldridge is here. Hey, Chuck. He's our Toyota guy.
Ken, can you actually hear anything, or do you have no audio at all? Nod your head if you can hear us. Okay, so you just can't speak to us.
Jerry Springfield ain't on it. Anybody heard Jerry?
No, I'm here.
You're
Or
here?
There he is, anyway.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
what is Ken doing?
Well,
Up the computer.
he inadvertently is screen sharing.
Way to go. Way to go.
This is getting better all the time.
I think he wants y'all to tell him what to do.
Well, we have tried. Ken, you need to stop sharing. There you go.
There you go. I'm glad we're not the only challenge club.
Making me feel better.
That doesn't mean he's not going to share again. Because I actually.
Hi, everybody.
James, how are you doing, James?
Hey, James.
I'm still Barbara.
And you're still in San Francisco.
I got to put on my cap because it's windy out here by the bridge.
It looks like Virtue has the same problem as Kuykendall.
We got you, Virtue.
Anyway. See a lot of familiar faces from that Beaumont club.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, Ted.
Ted? Well, Ron and I both think that the astronaut was one of the best speakers. We both enjoyed him a lot. The astronaut you got, Ted?
He was fantastic, but you know, and I know, I can't remember if y'all had Dr. Who was it, Leon, that did our polio? Dr. Wooten. She was fantastic from Galveston. She on her book, Polio in Texas. And it was fantastic.
Taking the way people can really relate to on the human side of how they manage all that, and then how they transition back home as well. So the book modern
I'm hearing
her name down.
I keep muting them, but they keep unmuting.
3 minutes to curtain call.
Y'all start right on time?
You also can get an approximation.
Did you ever take an hour?
Accidentally.
Jackie has it on my schedule. I usually start at 12:02. So I try to do prompts. But if y'all are 12:00 people, we'll make sure we get going at noon on the dot.
But we did quit 20 minutes early.
Why do you keep muting me?
First responders, so many others.
Because your TV, we can hear your TV playing.
November 20th.
Well, I think I can fix that.
Well, turn it up.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I've got to cross the bridge. Get a ticket.
Oh, that is so much better.
Is that better?
There you go.
Much
Now we
better.
can hear just you.
Thank you.
We still have several people joining if we wanted to not start right at noon.
Okay.
Several.
We can visit.
Leon, how's the weather in Palestine?
It's just a little cool, but it's gorgeous. It's pretty.
Like my first girlfriend. I'll go ahead and log out now while I still have time.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Somebody said this is the day to go on the creek bank, throw out your line, lay back and pray that you don't get a bite.
Amen.
I never even have to pray.
He's coming right
Hi,
back.
Chuck.
Here with
There's my friend
there.
Michael
Hi,
Page.
Uh-oh, somebody disappeared.
You lost your president.
Rhonda is 3 minutes. Tell Rhonda she's 3 minutes past the bell.
we had to
3 seconds, but tell her minutes.
Picky, picky, picky.
Okay.
Sarah said we can visit a little bit longer today.
Yeah, let's hold off. Let's give a couple
Okay.
more minutes and. we'll see.
We're there,
Think we
Rhonda.
could put her on the 4th floor temporarily, that she could get the infusions there since it's an oncology floor?
Michael Perez, nice seeing
Okay.
you. Look at you.
What's going on?
Not much. I thought we'd be getting ready for Ryla, but we're not.
We sure aren't.
No way.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Marchand.
Okay.
Update on Ryla, Michael?
Do what?
Any update on Ryla?
Well, our realistic will at the end of the school year. But we have to
Thank you.
navigate.
And if he thinks you need,
Someone muted me. I guess they didn't want to hear.
No, I think they're just trying to, there's so much background noise. Go ahead, Michael.
The May provides us good opportunity. Honeywoods is available, but we have to navigate graduations from different school districts graduating pretty widespread different times. And also some testing. Testing isn't as difficult as you think because most of the students involved in RILA are going to be exempt from testing. But you have mainly some AP testing that would be a problem, mostly for counselors, not for students. So we'll see what happens. And then, you know, we might be in lockdown in May, so you never know.
Yeah.
So hard to plan this year.
Well, Steve, let's go ahead and get started. If
Okay.
Please mute yourselves, please, because we're getting a lot of background noise. And there's, at this point, there's 75 of us on, and that is wonderful. That's pretty cool. So we've got a large meeting. So Cindy, I'll let you open it up.
Okay. Welcome to today's joint meeting of the Rotary Club of Palestine and the Rotary Club of Beaumont. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Rhonda, you have a little to say?
Well, the same thing here. This was a happenstance for Cindy and I to think about doing a joint meeting, but hey, we are so close to the Beaumont members, and so many of us that do things together, and it's pretty cool to Zoom and see faces and catch up with everybody. So welcome Beaumont and welcome my Palestine group. And if I can, there's some that are still not muted. We're getting a lot of background, and when there's so many of us, make sure. If not, Sarah's going to try to mute everybody. So, all right, Cindy, you're going to take over what's next on the agenda.
Okay. Next, we're going to have Michael Perez with the Beaumont Club is going to lead our invocation.
All right, please join me in prayer. Father, we thank you for bringing us together, Lord, and allowing us to still meet. We thank you for the technology that allows us to still meet during these times. Father, we pray for our world as we're facing unique challenges above and beyond just all the regular challenges of daily life in this world. We ask that you would help us as Rotarians to be the tools and channel for bringing peace and solutions to our world. And Father, we thank you for the relationship we share
Still can't be heard.
across clubs, and the opportunity to meet together with another club, and to share that friendship and that camaraderie. And Father, we ask that you bless our meeting today, that it would be productive, and that people will also leave encouraged to continue in good work, even in today's environment. Father, once again, thank you for bringing us together, and I pray these things in your son's name. Thank you. Amen.
Thanks, Michael. Now, Beaumont Club, you have to put up with our club. We are a singing club. So you will just have to, there's a few of us that got together to record some of our favorite Rotary songs. So please enjoy one of our songs. Sarah's going to share it.
What picture? It was on there.
Oh, I see it.
You see it?
Okay, but it has to be on mute.
Well, this club really does enjoy singing. So we tried to put this together, and our own Jordan Bird put all those little videos together for us of our songs. So, all right. I think next is on the agenda is, I think it is Tim Sadoa from the Beaumont Club is going to lead us in the U.S. flag, and Sarah will put the flags up. And then it'll be Richard Rutledge from the Palestine Club to do the Texas flag.
That was a fantastic song. I've got a great idea for our next board meeting. So I'm going to be adding that, Madam President. But if you will, please join me in our pledges, or our pledge to our U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Richard Rutledge for our state flag. Richard, are you there? Richard? I don't hear him. Leon, would you mind going ahead and leading us in the Texas flag?
Sure, I can do that. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
And remember the Alamo.
Right. All right. I know that I do not have any business announcements or anything, club business. Cindy, do you have anything for your club you need to announce?
The only thing I might mention is that Friday morning, early about 8 o'clock, if anybody can assist us, we're going to travel over to Sulphur, to that elementary school that we're donating some school supplies and some gift cards to the teachers. So if you can help us go over there and unload that panel van full of school supplies, please get with John Lee or Jackie or myself, and we'll give you the details.
And I think for Palestine, we will let everybody know, but we are our Christmas, so we will be letting them to work on our float. So I'll do that. But we are here mainly fellowship with two clubs, which is pretty unique. But what is so unique that we can get somebody from RI to come talk to us. And Tabitha has done some of our district trainings already to let us know more about the foundation. And she'll tell you a little bit about what she's doing with Rotary, but she's from Milwaukee, and she has really been working from home. She hasn't even been at the RI office. But she has a BA in political science, And she has 10 years of fundraising and nonprofit management experience from organizations like the YMCA, United Way, and now as Major Gifts Officer for Staying Together in Arms. Has worked closely with volunteer fundraisers and donors across the U.S. But she has been, I know, an asset to RI. And I have to tell you, anytime that you want to talk to anybody at Rotary International, they are so outstanding and will help you in every little bit way. She went on vacation. I'm going, oh no, her thing came back saying she's on vacation. And so I called another of her coworkers there, and they, oh no, she's fine. She knew she was going to. And I said, I know that, but when you always panic when you get those things go, I'm out of the office till November 23rd, so type deal. And they are always so wonderful about joining and helping the clubs do what they need to do to be successful. So, but Tabitha, I'll let you tell them what you're doing now for Rotary and fill us in on Foundation for us.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me on today. What a great group. Yeah, as Rhonda had mentioned, I'm currently out of the office. If I was in the office, I am in Florida, but today is a working day for me. So it's a great day to give a club presentation on a nice sunny day when normally in Milwaukee it is pretty cold. So I am going to share my screen. Just give me one moment. All right, looking good? Perfect. All right, well, thanks for inviting me here again. I am going to be giving a presentation on the Rotary Foundation, which would include the annual funds, Polio Plus, disaster response, everything that includes the Rotary Foundation, and I'm going to specifically talk about the annual funds today. As mentioned, my name is Tabitha Sparks. I'm the annual giving officer for Zone 25B, which is the Texas region. I joined Rotary International in the Evanston, Illinois office in December of 2019. And as you know, March, we all got sent home. So I had about 2 months in the office. Luckily, I was able to go to Lone Star Pets this year. But other than that, I haven't been able to travel to visit you guys, but hopefully that'll happen in the coming years. In the coming year, I have about 10 years of fundraising experience, nonprofit management experience, again, from organizations like the YMCA, United Way. And my role here at Rotary is to help to develop fundraising strategies to support the annual fund and the foundation by providing counsel and resources to regional and district and club fundraising volunteers. And there's about 6 of us that are normally at the Evanston office that represents the US. As many of you know, the mission of the Rotary Foundation is to enable Rotarians to give, to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through improvement of health, the support of education, and the alleviation of poverty. It was created as an endowment fund for the Rotary with an initial contribution of $26.50, and it's grown today to be more than $1 billion. Our foundation is dedicated to now 7 causes or areas of focus that build international relationships, improve lives, and promote a more peaceful world. And if we were to drill down the mission and explore what it looks like in more practical everyday terms, we would have our 7 areas of focus, which is peace and conflict resolution, disease and prevention, clean water projects, maternal and child health, education and literacy, economic and community development, and finally, our newest area of focus, the environment. Adding this new and distinct area of focus formalizes Rotary's longstanding community-based efforts to support the environment, and will give Rotary members even more ways to increase our impact and expand our reach. We're currently working on the requirements and details on how this new area of focus will function. Grant applications for projects will be accepted beginning July 1st, 2021, and Rotarians are encouraged to lead efforts in these 7 areas of focus, and the Rotary Foundation is here to support those efforts with grant support. Polio eradication remains Rotary's priority. In 1979, Rotary began its fight against polio with a multi-year project to immunize 6 million children in the Philippines. Some years later, Rotary International launched Polio Plus, the first and largest internationally coordinated private sector support of a public health initiative with an initial fundraising target of $120 million. And today we've immunized more than 2.5 billion people. We've made it this far thanks to the dedicated Rotarians and donations that you and your clubs have contributed to polio, so thank you so much. The World Health Organization on August 25th announced that the transmission of the wild polio virus has officially been stopped in all 47 countries of its African region. And this is a historic and vital step towards global eradication of polio, which is Rotary's top priority. And after decades of hard-won gains in that region, Rotary and its partners, Global Polio Eradication Initiative, which is WHO, the US Center for Disease Control Prevention, UNICEF, and then of course the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They're proclaiming this as a milestone achievement in public health. So thank you so much for your support towards polio eradication efforts. Rotary is closely monitoring the pandemic and continuously assessing the potential impact on Rotary operations, events, and of course its members. And in our work to end polio, the program sees the devastating impact that communicable diseases have. So with this in mind, we're fully committed to supporting national health systems by engaging our expertise and assets to help mitigate and contain the coronavirus pandemic, alongside continued concerted efforts to eradicate polio. So using the best infrastructure that we have already developed to identify the polio virus and deliver vaccine campaigns, the polio eradication program is pitching in to protect the vulnerable from COVID, especially in polio endemic countries. So from Pakistan to Nigeria, the program is drawing on years of our experience fighting outbreaks to support governments as they respond to this new virus. The infographic that you see here is from the CDC, and it shows how polio eradication efforts are improving global health and are being used to fight the spread of the coronavirus. People are responding faster and smarter because of our help in our initiatives. Healthcare workers and community mobilizers have better training to reach all individuals. Health networks collect and analyze information more quickly. Response teams are in places to mobilize during outbreaks. Health systems are working better, such as hospitals have procedures now to report cases of diseases. Emergency operations centers are in place in hard to reach communities. They now have improved health infrastructure. Not only has Rotary responded on a global level, but local clubs around the globe have stepped up and are showing the world what it truly means to be Rotarians. I wanted to briefly share just one example that you may have read in our Rotarian magazine from the Rotary Club of San Antonio, Texas. The club adopted a local elementary school for the 1920 Rotary year. They reached out to the school during the beginning of the pandemic and asked the school what they needed during the quarantine. And they responded with water and food supplies. So they had delivered over 1,000 pounds of food to serve over 5,000 people. And as we know, the thousands of clubs across the US and within the Texas region, even your own clubs did their part and are still doing their part to meet the immediate needs of their community in times of crisis.
Yeah, I guess, with this going on, makes me feel better.
I wanted to share with you in the previous slides the great work that the Rotary Foundation, which is doing, which includes Polio Plus and disaster response. There are 3 funds that you can contribute to within the Rotary Foundation. The Endowment Fund, which supports the Rotary Foundation for the future. The Polio Plus Fund, which supports our polio eradication efforts. Other funds, which includes things like the Disaster Response Fund. And then finally, the Annual Fund, which supports projects today. I wanted to share with you the importance of the Annual Fund. The Annual Fund donations made to the Rotary Foundation are invested for 3 years. then 50% goes back to your districts in the form of district designated funds, or DDF. The remaining 50% goes to support global grants, and the annual fund contributions are used to fund your district and global grant projects. The figures that you're seeing here now have just been released, I believe, last week in our annual report. When I ask people why they support the annual fund as opposed to another fund, many say it's because with our foundation, you get something back when you give. When you contribute to the annual fund share, half of your gift becomes available to your district and your clubs to use however they want. So for example, if you make a contribution of $1,000 to the annual fund share, for 3 years, your contribution is invested. And the investment earnings historically have been used to pay for the foundation's operating costs. And after 3 years, the money is made available to fund your projects. Half of the contribution, or in this case, $500, becomes a part of your district designated funds, also known as DDF. And this is also money that your district uses to help fund local and international projects. Your districts decide how to use it, and the other half goes to the World Fund. These funds are used for worldwide grants, foundation programs available for all Rotary districts, grant matches or aid where the trustees determine is most greatest at the time. Districts that are active in both district and global grants, they get the full impact of the gift made by their members. The World Fund is the source of the Rotary funding for global grant projects. So for those grants too, they're possible because Rotarians in your districts and within other districts gave to the annual fund. The funds we have access to this year come from contributions made 3 years ago. So for example, in 2020, 2021, the programs that we're running this year are from contributions made in 2017, 2018. And that's why it's so important for your members and for your clubs to continuously support the foundation so that we can continue to support projects for the future. Giving to the annual fund supports Rotarian-driven projects like these, projects that are created at a local level. Our foundation is the source of funding for local and international grant projects. So when you give to the annual fund, you help women like Maria Martinez Flores. Gabriela is expanding her small sewing business and providing a better life for her family, thanks to the grant projects created by Rotarians in both Honduras and California. And that provides business training and access to microloans to Gabriela. So giving to the annual fund can help projects like these or similar projects that you and your clubs and your districts are working on as well. Several years ago, we started a fundraising initiative for the annual fund called Every Rotarian Every Year, or E-Ray. And the goal of Every Rotarian Every Year is to encourage support to the annual fund and increase Rotarian engagement within the foundation. This effort is based on the idea that if everyone and every Rotarian gave at least $25 every year to the annual fund, the possibilities of what the foundation could accomplish would multiply. Last year, we accomplished so much. Rotarians gave a little over $126 million to the annual fund, and the foundation awarded more than 1,400 global grants. With nearly a third of Rotarians making a gift to the annual fund and becoming E-Ray eligible worldwide, we've achieved a lot and we've improved the lives of many. We recognize our generous donors who give $1,000 or more to the annual fund, Polio Plus Fund, or an approved foundation grant as Paul Harris Fellows. Donors receive 1 foundation recognition point for every US dollar that they contribute, and they can also use these points to name someone else a Paul Harris Fellow. And it's the foundation's most well-known recognition level. The $1,000 contribution can be achieved through 1 gift or several gifts. Endowment contributions, however, aren't counted towards Paul Harris Fellow recognition. And donors receive a pin and a certificate at level 1. And those who give $1,000 at subsequent levels receive multiple Paul Harris Fellow recognition, including a pin and a stone that corresponds to the recognition amount. Thank you so much to all of the Paul Harris Fellows on the call today. And thank you to those who have generously made someone else a Paul Harris Fellow as well. I think that's a true indication of the heart of Rotarians, wanting everyone to be involved and everyone to be recognized at different Rotary levels. The Paul Harris Society aims to identify and engage donors who have the ability and desire to make substantial annual gifts to help communities around the world. The Paul Harris Society recognizes those generous donors who express their intent to give $1,000 every year to the annual fund, or it can be to Polio Plus or an approved foundation grant. The Paul Harris Society members have grown from about 10,600 in 84 countries in the start of 2013 when the program had started, to more than 23,000 in 141 countries as of 2018. And Paul Harris Society members account for nearly 18% of the annual fund giving, which is a huge portion that we count on for annual funds. Paul Harris Society members' support is incredibly important to our districts and to our regions. It means that each year the district can rely on gifts from these donors to fund meaningful district and global grant projects. Not only on an individual level, but we award foundation banners to clubs that achieve outstanding giving. A few examples would be the E-Ray, or Every Rotarian Every Year Club banner, that recognizes clubs with an average of $100 in giving per member, with every member contributing at least $25 to the annual fund. Or the 100% Foundation Giving banner recognizes clubs with an average of $100 in giving per member, and every member contributing at least $25 to the foundation. And those are just a few examples of the club level foundation banners that you are able to receive and be recognized for your culture of giving in your club. And finally, one of the easiest and most secure ways for us to support our foundation is through Rotary's reoccurring giving program, Rotary Direct. How many of you have heard of Rotary Direct before? Wave your hand at me. Perfect. That's great. So Rotary Direct is our most convenient way that we can encourage our members to give. You choose the amount, the contribution method, and the frequency that works for you, either monthly, quarterly, or annually. And Rotary Direct offers many benefits to donors, with convenience being top of them. By automating your giving, you no longer have to remember to donate multiple times a year. You make steady progress towards your philanthropic goals and towards your club's philanthropic goals. And you can enroll through the foundation's secure online website at myrotary.org. Once you sign into your myrotary.org account, you can also change your MyRotary amount or method at any time. So if you want to cancel your Rotary Direct, you can go into MyRotary at any time, cancel. You can change the amount if you want to increase it or decrease it. Or if you want to change the designation, you can do that at any time with a myrotary.org account. In addition to Rotary Direct, of course, there are many ways that you can make a gift to the foundation. You can give online, just in one-time gift through rotary.org. If you're signing into MyRotary, your gift will automatically be connected to your account and credited to your club through your email. You can also talk to your club foundation chair and make a gift through your club, or you can mail in your contribution with the foundation contribution form, which is available on rotary.org/donate. And finally, in closing, I just wanted to thank you so much for having me on the call today, for giving me time to speak to you a little bit about the Rotary Foundation and the annual fund, which is a portion that you can contribute to within the foundation. Thank you so much for all of the work that you have been doing from home or from your offices and still connecting to Rotary. Your commitment and your support is so much appreciated. I did want to leave a little more time in case anyone has questions for me. I'm available for some questions if that's okay, Rhonda. And I'm going to stop sharing.
Tabitha, thank you. I just want to comment a little bit just now because one of our pushes, I know with our governor, Becky Mason, we're really wanting to push our Paul Harris Society members. So, and you know, that is, if you can, you do $1,000 a year, continually each year, and you are a Paul Harris Society member. And that is something that I think we're all trying to do. You know, it's like I just have it come out of my, onto my credit card on Rotary Direct. It comes out every month doing I do 100 a month, and it builds up to that. But I think a lot of us that can afford, I think it's a wonderful fund to go into, and it goes into the annual fund, does it not, Tabitha? I mean, or you can direct it to where you want it to go.
You can within the foundation. So Polio Plus or the annual fund, yeah.
But the annual fund is one that goes out that can be used for district grants, for everything else. Polio goes straight to polio.
Exactly.
So there's always the toss up what you want to do if you're wanting to stress, but I want to, on the polio aspect, we were on a zone meeting last night, and our district 5910 was awarded the highest total polio giving for the 1920 year. So that's 2 years in a row that we've done that. So I think Cindy can say the same thing. It's challenging this year to do any events, to do polio racing, to do something, because we're not meeting in person. But I know Rotarians still want to give. And that's what we're all about. And we're wanting to eradicate polio. We're getting close to it, but we're still taking a few steps back because of the COVID issue. But also, Tabitha, I want to ask you, I know that, you know, we're getting our new focus coming in pretty soon that Ian Reisling has spearheaded. Can you talk about the new environment one?
Yeah, so right now there is less details to share because they're still working out some of the details. So how you're going to apply for a grant, what kinds of projects you're going to work on, those details are still being worked out. However, some of them you can, they'll be very parallel to our clean water initiative. And a lot of the areas of focus that we have right now, they are somewhat geared toward the environment. So we are going to use some of that infrastructure to form a more formal pillar. But as of right now, they're still working out the exact details of the do's and don'ts of how to apply for it, what kind of things will be covered and accepted in order for grant support.
Yeah. Cindy, did you have, or any other Rotarians have anything for our speaker?
Ms. Sparks, I have a quick question. Thank you for being with us today. I appreciate your time, and the information was well informed. You know, so many of our nonprofits today are struggling with their revenue stream. What do you anticipate with the foundation? I mean, we're 9 months into this, and I think we've got a little ways to go left. But what do you see with respect to the number of donors donating to the foundation?
Absolutely. As of right now, across the globe for all nonprofits, we are seeing a shift in giving. So it's not necessarily a decrease in the amount or the decrease of people that are giving, but people are giving a little differently right now. They're at home, and so they're thinking of different vehicles that they can use to give. So we're seeing an increase within our organization and with increases across to other nonprofits in planned giving. So endowment gifts, gifts in your will or your trust or your estate. People are really taking to heart and thinking very seriously about their future and using those vehicles and shifting their giving possibly from annual gifts to endowment gifts. Or they're splitting it between that and disaster response, which is used immediately for the right now. Now, with the Rotary Foundation, again, we're not seeing a decrease, we're just seeing a little bit of a shift. However, there is a decrease in annual fund giving. So the Rotary Foundation is still strong. We're seeing strong endowment gifts and planned giving gifts, still strong polio plus contributions, a spike in disaster response contributions, but a little bit less in our annual fund contributions, which fund district and global grants. So with that, luckily the infrastructure that Rotary has built, we won't see the negative impact of this until 3 years from now. With that, we're able to take a look and see where we can make up for some of those losses. So luckily, Rotary has a very unique infrastructure where those contributions are also invested. So we have I guess you can say, a safety net of time on our hands that this year, 3 years from now is when we're going to be looking back and saying, oh, okay, these annual fund contributions are lowered, which is good, but also bad for 3 years from now. So that's why we're really trying to emphasize, right, that we're not asking anyone to shift their giving from disaster response or from polio, but we're asking if you can give in addition to and also give to the annual fund to ensure that our projects 3 years from today are still funded.
And that's why, you know, that will affect our DDF, of course, in 3 years that she's talking about. And that affects what we can do as a district or as our clubs, individual clubs, and as a district, because that's how we support our district grants, any of our global grants, our global scholars. So that's how those funds, so we need still the giving to come in to help support the things that we do for 5910. So it takes all of our clubs to help keep that supported. And we know these are always tough times. So, and we need to, you know, I'm piggybacking off of being foundation chair that we have, you know, we are Rotarians and we want to support, and we will do what we need to do and what we can do. So, and I know Chuck is there and he handles our DDF so well. Is there anything you want to comment about, Chuck? Put him on the spot.
Put him on the spot, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, I'm on my iPad, I'm not used to Zoom on it. We are working on several different global grant projects and all. Our Beaumont Club has been talking to a group in India about developing a project. Our district is working on another one with Engineers Beyond Borders to develop a water project in Africa. So there's a lot of different opportunities for us to get involved, and yeah, we need money to do it. Also, I'm the polio coordinator for our zone or for Texas, and we can always use any of your money that you want to put into polio. What a lot of people don't realize is we think about the polio immunizations as being giving kids a drop of the immunization, but actually a whole lot of the money is built into the infrastructure to do that, to be able to mobilize the people, to be able to get the vaccines delivered. And right now, Rotary is involved in the planning with our partners in the health community to where we'll probably be involved in the distribution of COVID vaccines in many of the 70 different countries that we have polio workers involved in right now, because we're the ones that have the expertise in that. So over the next couple of months, you'll probably be hearing about the efforts to do immunizations in third world countries, and know that when they're talking about that, we're a lot of who they're talking about. So we've got a lot going on with Rotary, and we really thank all of y'all's involvement for it. Thank you.
Rhonda, there was an interesting comment about the Rotary ratings that I just realized it wasn't actually in this PowerPoint, but the Rotary Foundation is given a 4-star rating from our Charity Navigator rating, and it's been over 10 consecutive years now. A Charity Navigator is a system that evaluates nonprofits in transparency, financial transparency, and their board and how they're using their contributions. They rate thousands and thousands of nonprofits across the US, and there's only 1% of nonprofits that have received consecutive 4-star ratings for over 10 years, and we're amongst them. So Rotary Foundation is rated very high in terms of fiscal responsibility and financial transparency and how we use those funds.
And I think how it was started to do good work around the world. We're
Absolutely.
continuing to do it, and getting those ratings, I think, proves it that we are what coming in is going out to help everyone around the world. Cindy, do you have anything?
I don't. Is there anybody else with any questions for Tabitha? Great presentation, Tabitha. I learn something new every time I hear one of these presentations. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And now enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving break. I guess with your parents. Did you go visit your parents, or are you just on vacation?
We're just on vacation. I'm here with my family, and we're staying safe in a beach home, enjoying the weather and a pool, which we can't do right now in Wisconsin. So
you're right, not at all. Well, it's been great, and I know Cindy and I we have got to do this again. There's so many of us that we know from each of our clubs, and I just see our past district governor Gig Langston there. I think he with y'all's Beaumont club now, because I know he moved to Beaumont. How are you, Gig? You're muted. Unmute, Gig. No,
We proudly welcome Gig to our club.
I bet so. I mean to tell you so. But so I knew that he moved from Lufkin area. So, but I'm so y'all are proud. Rotarians, this was fun. Cindy, don't you think so?
Definitely fun.
This is great. I mean, we know so many folks, especially Beaumont's been so close to Ryla with their Palestine crew that we've learned to love y'all like a sister club. So it's pretty cool that we can meet like this again, even through COVID and through Zoom. So that's pretty fun. So, but I want to thank everybody for joining, and I know Cindy too. And Cindy and I will lead us in our 4-way test. So if Sarah would put that up for us. I think we know it by memory, but. All right, Rotarians and Cindy's, why don't you start us, Cindy?
The 4-way test are the things we think, say, and do. Number 1,
is it
the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build a better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And
is it fun?
Bye, Beaumont friends.
Thank you.
Bye. So good to see everybody today.
Thank you, Sarah, for hosting us.
Bye. Have a good week.
Yes, thank
Happy
you, Sarah.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know we don't meet.
Bye, Tabitha.
Bye, everyone. Sarah, thank you so much. Cindy, this was great. We've got to do this again.
We do too. We've got to find the next time we have a really good speaker, or even the Rotary International ones, because that works out so good for
Gobble.
Nick's.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hi, Cindy.
Hey, Roger, where are you and Karen?
Gobble, gobble. I was eating.
Oh.
Hey, Rhonda.
Yes.
Rhonda
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes, Richard Rutledge.
I got all that stuff ordered for the project, except for the Frisbee golf. I'm still working on that, but we got all the other things ordered.
Cool. Okay. Just when you pay, just be sure to get Mary to write you a check. Did you
Yeah,
have to?
she already did. She's on the spot.
Okay, good. She's like, oh, good. All
And,
right.
I guess you saw that, I guess they got people working on the building down there, so.
Yes, what we need to check on, Richard, is if it'll be closed up enough. If we do that float, can we put the float inside of it? When we're working?
Looks like they're starting on that back wall where they ripped the old part off, so, it looks like she's gonna close all that in first, and then it probably would be okay to put stuff in there for that, but we'll have to see, I
Okay,
guess.
because it'll be another week before we start on it. So, you know, it would be nice to do it there and if we can lock it up safely.
Yeah, I think it'd be okay.
Okay, that's cool.
See what kind of progress they make.
Okay. All right. Well, this was, hey, this was great, Cindy. We'll have to. do this
It
again.
was, and I think we had over 80 people.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think we got up to 84 at one point.
Yeah.
Good news.
It was fun. Well, hey, it's a first. I don't know if anybody else in the district has done it, but it was fun for us. So
It definitely was. Well, thank you. I love joining with y'all today.
okay, we'll check in with you later, Cindy. Thank you.
Okay, have a great afternoon.
Okay, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye, Jackie.
Jackie, I'll get that email to you as soon as it processes, okay?
That's fine. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you. Okay, I'm in the meeting now. Bye.